time for us to go beyond the clock, guys, and look at 10 fascinating facts about Liverpool's 1999-2000 Premier League season. And if you wouldn't mind, please click like and subscribe. We're on our way to 5,000. And while you're at it, why don't you come and follow me over on Twitter? Number 10, a red card saw Steve Staunton playing goal for us against Everton. Steve Staunton can boast to have achieved a huge number of successful moments during his Liverpool career, having won the 1989-90 league title, the 1989 FA Cup, and also 2 Community Shields, one of which we actually shared with Manchester United because the match ended 1-1, and apparently penalty shootouts didn't exist back then for some reason, so we both owned the thing for 6 months like some sort of weird timeshare. What the actual but I can also add, played 15 minutes as Liverpool keeper to his CV. 15 minutes, which probably saw him do more than Brad Friedel ever did, just FYI. For context, on the 27th of September 1999, Everton made the trip to a stadium with an actual decent name, not Penis Hill Ground or whatever it's called, in a match which clearly got a select few riled up, as Sander Westerveld, a man who could punch the sky if he looked at him funny, got into a fight with Francis Jeffers, seeing him sent off after Liverpool had used all 3 of their substitutes, meaning the Reds legend was forced to play in net for the last 15 minutes and not actually concede a goal. Bonus fun fact, this was the match which saw Steven Gerrard also receive his first ever senior red card. Number 9, Liverpool went 5 Premier League matches in a row without scoring, a joint club record. The 1999-2000 season is one of very mixed opinion. While we conceded our least goals since the 1988-89 season, with us shipping just 30, we also scored the least since the 1991-92 campaign, which was Graham Souness's first in charge, and no moments of the season exemplified how poor Liverpool were up front, quite like the final 5 matches of this transition period. In those final 5 matches, we faced Everton, Chelsea, Leicester, Southampton and Bradford City, which on paper sounds like a reasonable final stretch to have, but Gerard Houllier looked at this and thought, non, je n'en ai rien à faire, and oversaw a final few matches which saw us lose 3 and draw 2, and not scoring a single goal in the process, which set a joint club record for the longest stretch of time we went without finding the back of the net, with the record in the Premier League era being shared once again with Graham Souness back in the 1993-94 season, when we failed to score against Coventry, Blackburn, Everton, Chelsea and Arsenal. Number 8, it marked the fewest goals our season's top scorer had scored since the 1903-04 season, when we got relegated. To put into perspective just how ridiculously low the goal scoring standard of the season was, Michael Owen ended the season as our highest goal scorer in the league on just 12, an amount that still holds the record to this day for being the lowest our top goal scorer has recorded in a season. I mean, yeah, he was rotated in and out of the squad due to injuries upon injuries upon injuries upon injuries, but still was a knob. In fact, the record was so low that you have to go all the way back to the 1903-04 season to find someone who recorded fewer in a campaign. The record is held by Jack Cox, don't make a joke of that name, for sake, a man who spent 11 years at Liverpool, scoring 80 goals in 361 appearances under the tutorship of our second ever manager, Tom Watson. He scored only 10 in this particular season, which also saw us relegated in 17th place and record just 9 wins in 34 matches, which shows just how shocking it was that Owen ended the 99-2000 campaign on the amount that he did. Number 7, a TV cameraman suggested that we signed Sammy Hippia. When it comes to Liverpool centre-backs who are adored by the fans, you've got Virgil van Dijk, Alan Hansen, Jamie Carragher, Sotirios Kyrgios, you know, the legends of Anfield Road. But in that mix, you will also find Sammy Hippia, the love child of Robocop and a potato flatbread. He was amazing in the air, committed to dying in the back line, and was eventually club captain. But did you know that his entire Liverpool career wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for one certain cameraman who pitched the idea of him to then chief executive Peter Robinson, who suggested that we sign the lighthouse turned human during the 1998-99 season ahead of the summer of 99. According to Robinson, the cameraman, who he'd never met before, his job was to cover football across Europe, but was a Liverpool supporter. So when he saw Hippia, who was a relatively unknown prospect at this time, playing for Willem, he made the pitch to Robinson that the club pursue him, prompting Robinson to make the trip to the Netherlands to scout the lad. And well, the rest is history. Number 6, Titi Kamar scored a match-winning goal for the Reds the day after the passing of his father. Liverpool has many cult heroes littered throughout its history, the likes of Divock Origi, Luis Garcia, Fabio Aurelio, Jari Littman, and the list goes on. But one man who can never be forgotten is Titi Kamar, the man who didn't have a particularly long spell with the club, representing England's greatest ever club for just 1 year. But what a year he had, scoring a winner at Highbury against Arsenal, scoring in 3 successive Premier League games in the autumn of 1999, and of course scoring the winner against West Ham in October of that year, also a goal which saw him drop to his knees in tears in front of the Anfield Road stand. The reason for this is because less than 24 hours later, the man who scored 9 league goals that season had lost his father, but still wanted to be a part of the matchday squad, a decision which paid off massively for Liverpool and gave him a moment of emotional release that could not have been matched in any other way. He may not get the respect of a lot of other lads, but this moment was one to truly remember. Number 5, it set a then joint club record for the most different goal scorers in a Premier League season for Liverpool. While it's already been established that Michael Owen finished like an impotent adult film star during the 99-2000 season, that doesn't mean that others didn't step up to the plate when he fell short. Throughout the campaign, Liverpool had goals scored by 18 different members of the squad, ranging from Leighton Maxwell, who played once that season, scoring in the League Cup, all the way to the previously mentioned Owen, who netted 12. Up until this point, the record was held by the 91-92 season, which had also had 18 different personnel finding the back of the net, with the record standing until it was finally broken during the 2015-16 season, when a whopping 22 different goal scorers were in the side. Number 4, it set a then club record for the most goals scored by different nationalities. It's kind of a follow-on to the previous entry, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. As the years have gone on, football has become an inclusive and vibrant sport, showcasing the finest talents from all across the globe, with it on full display during the 99-2000 season. Up until this point, the most nationalities who found the back of the net for the Reds was 5, which occurred during the campaign the season before. However, the 99-2000 season blew it out of the water, with an incredible 10 different countries offering their services to our season. The 10 countries who produced players capable of finding the back of the net were England, of course, Guinea, Czech Republic, Finland, the Netherlands, Germany, Ireland, Norway, Scotland, and Wales. And while this record has been well and truly blown out of the stratosphere since, it's still an impressive sign of where football was headed at the time. Number 3, Steven Gerrard suffered chronic pain problems. The cruel world of football sees a large number of breakthrough stars suffer the grim reaper of sport: injuries. There have been countless examples of footballers who have suffered career-tarnishing knocks, niggles, breaks, or laziness. Looking at you, Mario, with even the greatest not exempt from the rule, as proven by Steven Gerrard, who throughout the 99-2000 season was suffering with chronic back problems, which saw him struggle to even move properly. This led to him being analysed by Hans-Wilhelm Müller-Wulfhart, the same medical professional who treated Michael Owen's injury problems during his Liverpool career, who diagnosed that the issues were occurring due to accelerated growth and excessive game time during his younger years. Thankfully, he was able to overcome these issues, but the accelerated growth caused him chronic groin problems, which required 4 separate operations during the off-season. Number 2, Julier imposed a major change in the squad's diet and lifestyles. While the Roy Evans era can be looked back on for moments of fondness and nostalgic importance, it ultimately seemed like a period of stagnation, with the Liverpool icon more focused on keeping things as close to the boot room methods as possible, more so than evolving the squad to cope with the modern day game. However, if you look back on the Gerrard Houllier reign, it can almost be viewed as the pivot point for Liverpool's transition into a more athletic and capable team competing for Europe and silverware on a consistent basis, with Julier implementing a lot of changes after he became sole manager in charge of the club. For starters, he banned the consumption of alcohol, a decision which I'm sure went over like a lead balloon at the time. He also banned things like sugary breakfast cereal, ketchup, and even fizzy drinks, with the main aim being to improve the fitness of lads in the squad. And he even tried to push the young lads coming through the ranks to settle down into families as soon as possible, to try and mature them and maintain some discipline when he wasn't there with them at the training ground. They sound like small changes, but clearly there was something in this, as we conceded 19 less goals than the season before and fought for Champions League football until the final day of the season. And number 1, the rift between Julier and Fowler started this season. While Gerrard Houllier is regarded as one of Liverpool's best best managers of the modern era and a key component of the club's transition into modern day Premier League football, that doesn't mean the man was faultless as a person. According to multiple people, including Roy Evans, the new full-time manager did not like confrontation and would shy away from it whenever possible, sometimes even pushing Roy to give bad news to the squad while he disappeared, a trait which was seen during the 99-2000 season when the Frenchman brought in a team of staff solely to grade the professionalism of players in the squad. If a player scored low, they would be approached by the staff in an effort to improve their discipline, like a HR team sitting you down to tell you you're shit at your job, but giving you one more chance. And this caused tension between Julier and one Robbie Fowler, who was viewed by several to have a, quote, growing disillusionment about his role in the squad and was viewed as a disruptive personality in the dressing room, in much the same way Julier viewed Paul Ince, hence the reason for his sale. Fowler did not like the way he was being treated by the staff conducting the professionalism report, and this started to cause friction between the two, with Fowler feeling he should have been spoken to face about any perceived issues the player had. This would all lead to his eventual departure in 2001, just 1 year later. And that's our list, guys. Please make sure to click like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.